Once someone looked at my collection of Stanners diamond watches and said, you shouldn't buy the diamond ones. They're hard to resell. And that's when I realized how a broke mind works. Why would I sell them? For what? More money? Yo, Andrew, look, they just released pictures of the new Bugatti. No. They released pictures of the new Bugatti to you because you're broke. Do you not understand anything? Yeah. Everyone who was actually able to buy one saw the images months ago in private, secure presentations. And we had entire walkthroughs, the internal systems, the diamond cut dashboard, the new fixed centerpiece steering wheel, the redesigned engine fitting process, everything. I went through the whole experience and then dropped a $10 million deposit. Man, they only show you brokies the pictures after every single one is sold out. You people are behind by years. Band, it's not just that broke people don't know what the rich know. It's that by the time broke people do find out, it's already too late. And that story is older than humanity. I'm using the Bugatti as a simple example, but this applies to everything. And you guys say, bro, the Bugatti coming in, Arsendling, Arshalovta, one way or another, I'll be rich and buy one. Bumliand, you manned, you won't. They're already gone, all sold, all finished. Yeah. I asked for 5 slots. Even I top G, Mr. Bugatti, couldn't get 5. So what chance do you have? Even if you magically become rich before, Artsenling or Charlotte, you don't just need Bugatti money. You need an extra million just to buy one of mine from me. Isn't that funny? You know, money isn't real. I can make a $1 million premium on a car that doesn't exist yet simply because I knew before you knew. It's exactly like stocks, crypto, real estate, anything. Okay, the people at the top always find out early, analyze early, and act early. And by the time you hear the news, it's old, cold, and useless. Canny, the board was set long before you even walked into the room, excited like a child, thinking you're early, but the winners were already crowned. And surprise, rich people always choose themselves to win, and broke people always end up losing. Not because we're evil, but because you don't even understand the game exists until it's already finished. You know, and yet you walk around clueless, believing Bugatti revealed the pictures today to start selling to the public. Wake the hell up. There are billionaires with far more money than you. They're only making Arbeck-Wizard's cars. You can do the math. If you had even half a functioning brain, you'd sit down and say, Andrew has never lied. How do I get into that circle? I'm tired of being late to everything. And I already gave you the answers, you know, networking, awareness, perspective, talk to high value people, put yourself in the environments where whispers travel, do the due diligence, work your way into the rooms where decisions are made, but you didn't. Why? Yeah, because you were busy doing nothing. You were busy wasting time. Don't palm burian. Don't lie. Since the last video, you've done nothing but distract yourself. And now the new Bugatti with its crystal dashboard becomes a symbol of your failure because I'll drive one. And you won't even touch one in your entire existence. Many I'll sit inside mine, smoke a cigar, and enjoy life because I can. Len, the lesson today is simple. Now, everything you learn, all the information you receive, all the breaking news you think is new. The important people already used it, acted on it, and benefited from it. By the time it reaches you, it's like receiving a used, soggy, worthless leftover of what once mattered. But I didn't even talk about the Bugatti until now because I signed an NDA. When powerful people call you, you promise not to tell the brokies. Now I can because it's already public. And it's already everywhere. People say money doesn't buy happiness. How would they know? You've only lived the broke version of life, saving for things, being grateful for basic purchases, getting wiped out by emergencies, building pennies one by one. Bean, try my version of reality. Buy every car, buy a jet, buy a yacht, spend $1 million a month, and feel nothing. You know, and sure, sometimes hedonic adaptation hits and I feel nothing toward any of it, but I can always go back. You can't. I've lived both versions of reality. Most people die, never experience even 1% of mine. You should want money, not for stuff, but for experience, freedom, and to take care of those you love. You want to travel to try new food? Why wouldn't you die? You want to try a new life where you're not broke? And you don't have motivation because you refuse to accept that time is running out. If you don't make it before you die, you will die the same as you lived, broke. Do you even know how good it feels to wake up rich? The first time you try anything, you'll be terrible. That's why most people quit. If you push, if you repeat, if you apply effort, you get better every time. Repetition is the guarantee. It is impossible. It is impossible to repeatedly attempt something and not improve. So why can't you act? Because you're blind to guaranteed results. I'm blind. If the universe promises reward for effort and you still refuse to apply effort, you deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. Never quit. Never stop. And if you spend years quitting everything when it gets difficult, you'll quit the moment a real opportunity arrives. But if you're stubborn, if you refuse to quit, then when opportunity appears, you'll win because most will drop out. If God placed a diamond in your path, you'd take it instantly. But when the diamond is on top of the mountain, suddenly you lose interest. You should be excited. The mountain filters the weak. You shouldn't need motivation for hard things. Hard things should thrill you. Program your mind to give. Buy from eBite. Once you do, challenges become opportunities. Things no longer look risky. They look winnable. Once you win once, you win again and again. Winning becomes natural. Most people never get buy from eBite anything. They half-ass the gym, half-ass their job, half-ass life. When I was broke, I couldn't sleep. The fact that broken people sleep peacefully blows my mind. Inflation through the roof, no chance of success, and you rest like a baby. I couldn't accept being a peasant. I was so uncomfortable that it forced me to escape. If you see a Ferrari and go nice car and then continue living the same life, you deserve your fate. Then you chose it, you get one life, and you decided to waste it. You'll clean the hotel rooms. You'll serve the food. You'll stay where you are because you're comfortable being a loser. People say they're motivated, then spend 6 hours playing games. You're not unhappy. You're just temporarily emotional. If you really wanted to be rich, you wouldn't do any of the things you do. You're exactly where you wish to be. People say they want eBite million lies. If they truly wished for it, they'd have it. The universe never denies genuine desire. You're as rich as you wish to be, as strong as you wish to be, as successful as you wish to be. When I work nonstop. If I'm awake, I'm working. And you're watching movies, relaxing, taking breaks, and you think you're competing with me? If you love your bloodline, you can't be lazy. God hates laziness. Yeah. If he gave you gifts and you waste them, he will never bless you. Kings prove themselves. Peasants never felt the need. Which one are you? People cry about slavery in Dubai. Yeah. You're a slave in the West. You make no money, follow every rule, lose half your income, have no safety, and still talk like you're free. Dubai has workers who respect the system, work hard, and build a future. They're safer and more productive than Western workers who do nothing and complain. Every nation has elites and workers. Always has, always will be, but at least the workers here are grateful for opportunity, unlike Western slaves who think they're kings.